Hi, thanks for gardening with me. I'm Melissa, and today I'm going to be planting all of these dahlias. Now, I did grow all of these dahlias from tubers. The two bigger ones I had from last year that I stored over the winter. And if you'll watch to the end of the video, I will share a link with you of how I potted these all up way ahead of time. So now that it's warm enough outside, they can go right in the ground and they've got a great head start. Okay, so I thought I would take you out first and show you where I am thinking of planting everything. It's still pretty wet out here because the last couple days we had a lot of rain. But this is a flower bed that I've been working on over the last, gosh, I don't know, 5 years. As you can see, there's a lot of Lily of the Valley in there, and they are in full bloom. Take you around the other side, show you what I have in here also. I have a peony, sedum, these are bearded iris, several different hosta. This is a hardy geranium, daylilies, and then, well, you can see where the buckets are. So I was thinking 2 right here, and then right next to that is echinacea, which is a purple cone flower. And then I have another one right over there. And I don't know if you can tell, but this time of day, and for most of the day, that side of the garden gets a lot more sun than the other. So I think that it would be pretty successful if I planted them there, because they do like a lot of sun. Oh, and I have another one over here. So that one's a different color. This one is a ball, so it will be just a full ball of blooms. It's so beautiful. And then this one over here is the same thing, but nothing's coming out of it. I just took it out of the pot to see, and I'll show you what I've got going on here. They all look nice and healthy, and they have nice root system. Like, that's rotted. I don't know if maybe I was watering this one too much or what, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the ground and see what happens. Can't hurt, right? So then I have the other one there, and then this one I had growing in a pot last year, and I saved the tuber in the basement and planted it up this year. So that one's a little bit further ahead than the rest of them. And then I do have iris here, and then that is a blue bellflower, and it's spreading like crazy, and people warned me that it would, so I don't know if it's gonna stay there, and I'll just have to see if I can manage it or if I need to pull it up. But I think those will look really pretty. And then this is, like I said, this is my front bed, and here are all those beautiful Lily of the Valley in bloom, and they're so pretty. Okay, so I'll take you around to the back and show you where I'm planting the other ones. This is a new bed. I'm not going to do a full tour today. I will do that in a couple days though. But this is a bed that I've been working on lately. I want it to be a hosta bed. And then I have a couple other things in there as well. And this is the back side of the deck, and I just planted all these daylilies. I have so many daylilies, and these are just the standard orange ones that you see on the side of the road all the time. So that'll look really pretty when it fills in though. And we just had a ton of rain, so look at this. It knocked everything out of my beds. Craziness. This is an iris that just got buds all over it. That's the yellow one. Last year it bloomed for me like 5 different times. Never seen anything like it. And this is a white daylily that I just bought from a lovely couple down the road that does an annual plant sale. So that I'm really interested to see what that looks like, because I've never seen a white daylily before. And that is another one that I grew last year, dahlia, and that I saved over the winter. And then this is where I plan on putting, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these are dinner plate dahlias, so they'll grow up huge. And I will need to give them some support because they get very top heavy because their blooms are just so big. So that'll be pretty. And that's a hydrangea. And then I have a boomerang lilac there, which blooms in the spring, blooms in the summer, and then blooms again in the fall. Can you believe that? I always love lilacs, but it just kind of stinks that they only bloom in the spring. But this is really cool. Bloomerang purple from Proven Winners. So pretty excited about that. And then this I got at that plant sale as well, and that is a white iris. So I think that'll look really good there, because right behind it over here is a white Dahlia. It's a small version. And then I have the hosta there that has a little bit of white in it. As you can see, the tree needs some attention. So that's it. That's where I'm going to put all these. I have some other plants that I'm going to put in the back of the property. So nothing left to do now except for just to start digging. So I don't have new mulch in this bed yet because I'm waiting for my oak tree to drop all of its pollen and for the maple trees to drop all of their wonderful helicopters, because we get thousands and thousands of helicopters. So I'll wait until they drop all that, clean that all up, and then I'll get new mulch for everything. Now, one issue that I do come across here is roots for these big huge trees, but I have the bed built up a lot, so I'm able to still plant things here even if it's like the top of the roots. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some fertilizer. I use Biotone starter fertilizer from Espoma every time I plant anything, and man, I've just had so much luck with it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of that in the bottom. Wait for that to clear away, and then mix it up a little bit. And then I have some beautiful compost in my bucket here that I'll put in there with it as well. Beautiful. Make sure that you don't have any air pockets going around, and just plant it just as deep as it was in the pot. Don't know what that is. And now is a great time to either put a marker at your plant so you know the variety of the dahlia, or mark it in a book someplace. This is also a really great time to stake your plant. Dahlias need staked, especially the ones that are really big, because they will flop over when they get heavy. Bed we put in last year, so it's really come a long way in 1 year. So the soil here is really good, and we haven't laid mulch here yet this year because this is underneath the trees that have all the helicopters, as you can probably see everywhere. There's hundreds of them. I remember 1 year, I think it was the year before last, I got the bright idea to just go ahead and mulch on top of all the helicopters. Don't ever do that, because I had 1,000 maple trees everywhere that I had to pull. No fun. one more to put here, and then I have a couple over there. Can you believe that I got all of these dahlias for $15? Isn't that crazy? So, and that's me counting the ones that I saved from last year as free, because I can't tell you how many years I have not dug up things that aren't hardy in my area. I just have treated them as annuals because I was too lazy to dig them up and store them. And not to say that anybody who doesn't dig them up and store them is lazy, because if you put it in the ground with the intention of it just being an annual for you, that's perfectly fine for you, you know. I am at the point where I have so many plants and I've got so much money invested in them that anytime I can just save a little bit of money, I try to. And so that's why I'm doing this. And I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but if I were to have bought these dahlias each individually as plants, I mean, I'm sure that I would have paid at least $4 or $5 for them, maybe even more. So the ones that I paid $15 for, I got at Costco, and it was just a pack. So there it is. I have all the dahlias in the ground. I think that this summer, this bed is just going to look absolutely beautiful. Right now I do have the ranunculus are in bloom, and the primrose are almost in bloom, and then I have the hellebore there that's in bloom. These I just planted this year, so next year those will be beautiful. Have a little bit of pansies around, and heuchera are giving me some color right now, but boy, this summer this area should just explode with color. I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you so much for gardening with me. I really appreciate it. I'm going to put a link in the description of the video on potting up dahlias for yourself. It's a great way to save a lot of money. And I will go ahead and end this video with a little bit of close-up of everything that I have growing in this bed. Thank you so much for watching. God bless. Have a great week.